So Shakur Stevenson, when he fought De Los Santos, man, uh, he utilizes his feet a lot in that fight. Kind of like moving around a lot more than he usually do. But people have been paying attention to Shakur Stevenson's fights. And one thing that people are pointing out is that when it comes to power punches, Shakur Stevenson likes to move around a lot. He utilizes the ring. He's very cautious. He's more defensively minded when he fights a power puncher versus then he fights a fighter that isn't really known for his power. Uh, it's proven to be true. Yoshino had pretty decent pop, but he wasn't a real heavy puncher, and he was aggressive. Jamel Herod, he's not really known for his power like that. He was very aggressive against Jamel Herod, even though he got clipped a few times in there too against Jamel Herod. But you noticed it. He fought Nakatia. To me, he was more aggressive against Nakatia than he was against De Los Santos. I'm not sure what fight everybody was watching. People are saying Nakatia, that wasn't a knockdown. Nakatia's feet was crossed, but the ref, he called it a knockdown. That's what it was. And he did punch him and knocked him down. That's exactly what it was. But against De Los Santos, same thing. He was very cautious, but not only for a little bit. He was cautious the entire fight. Overly cautious. Now, insert Gervonta Tank Davis, man. One thing I noticed about both of them is their styles, when it comes to that, is similar. Or shall I say their IQ. Both of them, Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis, they do the same thing against power punches versus non-power. Both of them do it. There's only one thing that separates them, and I'll get to that in a minute. But Gervonta Davis, he does the same thing. He moves around. He's more defensively sound. Defensively, he's more cautious against power punches than he's against non-power punches. Leo Santa Cruz, he wasn't using the ring. He wasn't really boxing as much. He was standing there in the pocket, and then he put pressure on Leo Santa Cruz for the knockout. You saw the same thing against Pedraza. Hector Garcia, he walked Hector Garcia down because he didn't respect his power. But then, when he fought Rolly, he was very defensively minded. He was moving around, boxing, trying to keep Rolly at distance until the tides changed. Mario Barrios, same thing with Barrios. He didn't respect Barrios' power. He wasn't moving around as much. He was staying in the mid-range, and eventually he started putting pressure on Mario Barrios. Same thing with Isaac Cruz. Now you can argue the fact that only reason Tank was backpedaling a lot in that fight is because his head was broken, which makes sense. He get that excuse for that because I mean he got to utilize his feet now because he only got one hand, and he did excellent in there given his circumstances against Isaac Cruz. But against Ryan Garcia, same thing. He was moving around against Ryan Garcia, using his footwork a lot because he understands that Ryan got that power. Up until he figured it out, he started putting a little pressure on him then got him out of there to the body. He does the same thing with every different fighter with power. He does that. Even if he gets the knockout, he's never putting the pressure cooker on him. He's always trying to keep the distance until he can get a good counter in or something like that. And that's what he does with the power punches. Where him and Shakur Stevenson, they both do that. They are very cautious with power punches. But where they differ at is Tank Davis, even though he utilizes the ring a lot, he's throwing punches at you. He's planting his feet in certain spots and staying there to get at least two of them off. Meaningful shots, not just jabs and then moving out the way. He's standing there, hitting you, then he's moving back. And he's setting up something for you to come in and counter him, so he can counter you. Shakur Stevenson doesn't do that with the power punches. His whole method is to keep that power away from him for the entire fight as much as possible. The reason why with Nakatia he was a little bit more aggressive, it seemed like, is because Nakatia, he was skills below De Los Santos. He was more clumsy. He wasn't as sharp. So it was more room for Nakatia, for Shakur to be more successful because Nakatia was making so many mistakes in there that Dos Santos wasn't making as many mistakes, and he was much more faster than he had more speed than Nakatia as well. But Tank Davis and Shakur both know how to handle power punches in their own certain way. Only thing with Shakur got to learn how to have a little bit more grit and how to plant his feet a little bit more and throw more punches against power punches, not to be afraid to get hit. Tank is not afraid to get hit. That's the difference, man. Just something that I observed. Anyway, let me know what you think. This is Rebel Life Boxing. I'll catch y'all in the next one, and I'm out.